Everybody, Christopher Yaks here, Aquascapes of Michiana. Well, hey, I am back here in Paducah, Kentucky to see the finished running project that Andrew Johnson and I did together. I wasn't here for when they got everything finished and everything turned on, so I am down here now and I am about to pull up on the property where we built a 350-foot long river, basically, for a client down here. And this is the first time that I am seeing it. So let's go ahead and turn this around. Here we are. As you can see, he's got this big huge lake out here, and that is what feeds the waterfall that we built. But he seems to be running this beautiful lake over here. They were doing a lot of work over there in that area by that dock before I left. But no joke, I have not seen this thing run yet, so this is the first drive up on it. This is raw and uncut. And this thing looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That is so awesome. So here's the bridge we're coming over. Look at this. This thing's absolutely awesome. Look at that. But as you guys can see, it goes all the way up there to that barn, and we're gonna get up there and we're gonna see this thing. But yeah. So we got our lake over here. This is obviously feeding it. This was a part that I was not here for, so this actually looks really awesome. So we brought in some more stone right here and stacked this. They brought in more stone here and they kind of stacked this up. All this was not here. None of this was here. We got the inside under the bridge stacked. This is all done by Andrew Johnson and his guys. They did a fantastic job. That thing looks absolutely awesome. One thing that I can say that I did do is I was the one that installed the pump for this. So they've got a really unique pumping system out here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we got a lot of riprap and rock right here. So what we did is we installed this. We've got fingers that actually go out, centipede type fingers that go out there, and they're underneath all this rock. So it pulls all that water into here, and in here we've got this bad boy. That thing is pumping 32 to 45,000 gallons an hour. It is actually a variable speed, so they can turn it up, turn it down, however they want to, get the flow that they want. But yeah, I'm the one that was actually in that little bitty area right there, hooking all those connections together and getting that pump down in there. So, yep, this is what makes the entire thing work. And from what I can tell, this thing hasn't even, from when they turned it on, this thing hasn't even dropped any type of water line. Water line is not dropped in this thing at all. That's exactly where I glued it. That's exactly where it was sitting. That's how much water is flowing into here with all of those fingers coming in to right here into this area. And I know the client and one of his other contractors had some reserve that they did not think that this would be able to hold or pull and draw enough water to keep that pump fed. They thought that it was gonna run dry. And yeah, glad to see that it didn't. And this is actually the panel for it, guys. So we can actually open this panel up and turn the dial down if we want to turn it down, turn it up if we want to turn it up, however we want to do it. But yeah, so you guys can kind of see this is here. The start of the waterfall is all the way up there by that barn. So it flows all the way through. It's got 6-inch plumbing all the way up to the top where it breaks off into 3-inch pipes and goes up there, and then that's what starts the waterfall all the way down to here. Absolutely awesome. Love it. So yes, I have not seen this part yet. This is the first time I am seeing this raw and uncut live. That looks absolutely amazing. Look at that. That looks so good. Andrew and his guys did a great job on this. I see that they've actually put a stone in right here to kind of give it that more of that rapids look. That looks great. Got a nice fast moving rapid type stream going in right here. Looks like we had a little bit of water, a little bit of gravel that needs to get patched up right there. Not patched up, but a little bit more gravel put on the liner right there. But look at that. That looks absolutely amazing. This part I did not do. This was not done by me. I did not complete this part. I left when it came time for this part right here. And I also know that we needed to get more stone at this point as well. So the last portion that I did was right here. This was the last stone I set before we got to here. So when I left, this was here, and they did all of this the week after I left. So looks great. I love that look. Love those rapids going on right there. That looks absolutely amazing. I really wanted to put this rock here, but we needed that height. And this one was a little bit too tall, so we put it on the side. We gave that one right there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay for the very last week area of it. We had work to do back home and more jobs to do back home. So I'm here today getting footage. Unfortunately, I also had all of my equipment stolen at that point. So very little footage. I still have my GoPro. My GoPro was the only thing that didn't get stolen. So my drone, my Osmo that I'm talking to you guys on right now, I did not have while we were here in Kentucky because it was stolen out of the back of my truck, and that's kind of why I had to come back, so I could get drone footage, I could get some Osmo footage, and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're doing here today. So everything looks great, everything looks beautiful, kind of showing you guys around. I mean, look at this. That is so awesome. That looks so great. Hey, one of the things of doing water features and waterfalls and stuff like that, after a certain point, as you're building them, you kind of know exactly what it's going to look like with water in it. And the thing is doing this size, there's no way that you could, because we didn't know exactly. We knew that, 32 to 45,000 gallons an hour was a lot of water, but none of us had actually seen that much water flowing. So when we were building this, I'm not going to sit here and say that we guessed, because I mean, obviously, we have our experience and our knowledge and our training and all that kind of stuff that really gets us really close in the ballpark. But this was the first time me or Andrew had seen this much water flowing in this type of an area. So to actually be able to come back and see it and see how it's working and see how it's flowing and seeing the water going different places. And when you're building, sometimes you're like, oh, I definitely know it's going to go over here. But then when you actually add the water, it overflows and goes somewhere else. It actually makes the waterfall look even more awesome. And that's actually what I'm seeing a lot of here is like, oh yeah, I knew water was going to be here, but holy crap, it went over here too. That makes it look so much better. So it's kind of what I'm doing. Just kind of walking around. Yep. The other thing that's so cool about this is we put in so many different types of rocks, and we put all these stepping stones in between, and you can really hop in between each drop within the stream to get a better look. See? So we come over here. We put this log in. One of Andrew's employees, Howard, he brought a whole bunch of driftwood and stuff like that with him. I mean, just look how cool that is. That water is spilling over right here onto this rock. So that way you can just kind of walk up on it. Isn't that so cool? During the summer, the grandkids and everybody are going to be able to come over here, and they're actually going to be able to get their feet wet because that water is flowing so hard. I mean, I never thought, when I set this stone, I thought water was going to come over maybe right here because all of this was going to fill up and it was just going to kind of come over here. Never thought in a million years there was going to be that much flow, that it was just going to ripple and bunch right there and then come over the top just like that. I mean, that is just the coolest thing that I never expected. And look at that. That is just so cool. Now we've actually got water dropping and falling over the driftwood. That was planned. We foamed this all up to do that. We got a lot of foam over there, so that water is forced to go on top. We created a little churning point right there as well. I mean, and then all of that. That is just so cool. Now this is where things start getting deeper. Now we've channeled it, we've pushed everything out here, and we've really turned it, narrowed it down. Water's forced to come through this small area right here, and this is where we start getting some of our depth. You can see that we've put crossing stones all over the place here, so that way people can get across. The grandkids can hop, skip, jump. That's what that area is there for. That's an inviting area for people to boink, boink, and then over to this side. So we have a lot deeper area here. This was all the way up was more of the waterfall. And this is where we kind of start the deeper area leading into our lake over there. Looks like one of the grandkids already left their shoes out here. Now once again, we left stepping stones out here. This is kind of what this area was for. It was kind of to be like a little beach area. That way you could step out here. So I can get some great footage. See how I planned that? Put the stepping stone right here just so I could get some great footage of that waterfall. Those waterfalls up there. And to show you guys this 350-foot waterfall that we did down here in Kentucky. Now as you can see, we put more stepping stones out and about down the thing. So that way you can, whoop, here, well, there's a little one. This is a little bit deeper than we thought then. So there was that one there. We got another one there. We got a couple more. These look really cool. So we can just step here. We can step here. Thought we'd be able to step out that way, but apparently that is not the case. And I'm not gonna step on that because I will slip and fall on my butt and get absolutely soaked in this camera. But what I did want to do is I wanted to put another stone right in here so that way you could bam, 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 jump here, then jump there as well to get right over the edge here. But I don't even think it really needs it. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Right under that bridge, right into the lake. Absolutely exquisite. So as you guys can see, that driveway is right there. Comes down here and comes up to the rest of the property. The house, the main house is right there. This is just his barn that he keeps all of his tools in and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, as you guys can see, and everything that's happening here is visible from that driveway. And that was the main purpose for this waterfall, was so as people were coming up the driveway here, they would see all of these drops. I mean, you guys kind of see that all sparkle and glimmer in the sunlight and all that kind of stuff, hearing all the sound that's coming off this triple drop right here, and everything that's going on up here up top. I mean, this thing is generating a lot of noise and just a lot of natural beauty, you know, for people coming in and down that are coming to visit the homeowners here. So just absolutely amazing. So I'm walking back here to use the restroom back here in the woods. Yeah, looks like we had some stone left over. Some pretty decent ones too. Looks great. Got some stone up there, up here still, right there. Got all this. This is what we were laying. This is a really nice, it's a weathered sandstone. That's what this is. This isn't a limestone. This isn't a limestone. It's a weathered sandstone. Looks really, really great. I've used it before. Really like it. Gonna start using it a lot more. Really easy to set and works very, very well and contrasts very, very well with our native granite up in northern Indiana. So this is what was left over from the build. Some really nice pieces. I mean, I'm sure, especially with what we got sitting right there and what's sitting right here, I'm pretty sure I can build a 10 by 15 pond out of everything that's left over. I mean, yeah, I might have to break some pieces and stuff like that to get them in half and split, but I mean, there's enough here to still build a pond. I mean, all you have to do is add the gravel that you're gonna need. So, had a lot of leftover stone, beautiful, beautiful sandstone, weathered sandstone that we used out here. So.